Shalom and good day all, and welcome to The Vault. That's right, The Vault. It's not Fool's Gold, but The Vault. So it's been a while since I've actually done a video for The Vault. Now, one thing with The Vault videos, they actually cover basically comics, trade, manga, etc., of things that are basically worth picking up. And I must admit, I'm first of all really thankful to Brian Michael Bendis to recommending this when he was being interviewed on one of the channels on YouTube, because I was wanting to read some more of his independent stuff. Now, there are 2 volumes of this, but for this video I'm just covering the first volume. And this volume is, of course, Sam and Twitch, so it's also connected to the world of Spawn. To those who don't know who Sam and Twitch are, they are basically detectives that are on a case or on cases, and sometimes they do have run-ins with some of the things that Spawn has done. So one of the things I'll move on to next is show you a little bit from this particular volume, including some of the artwork around the beginning, middle, and of course the end. So as we have a bit of a look around sort of like the early stages of this particular story, of course they are pretty much moving into a bit of an investigation. Of course, it covers up the whole page, so you're reading it left to right, or not right to left, as you'd see with manga. So it starts off at the top here, we move and finish that off, we move into the next page. Now, one thing I really like with this particular story is also how the lettering is done in relation to the characters. Now, this is something I'd really like to see back in comics. So as we start to jump towards the middle of this particular book, of course, this is actually quite consistent with both volumes, and I really quite like this. And we go once again sort of like to which the dialogue is happening, and we move to say where the dialogue is happening in the story, but it's done in a way that it doesn't interfere with the background, but we still know who's talking. Whether it's Sam, Twitch, someone else, it's really well presented. And I'd love to see this actually used a little bit more in mainstream comics. Because I'm sure you remember a certain scene in a Brian Michael Bendis comic. In a certain Brian Michael Bendis comic having to do with Ultraman. And also what was happening there with the new timeline John Kent, to which we still don't know his middle name, and we had a bucket load of words and a freaking huge bubble, a freaking huge word bubble, which ruined the picture. Though, if it had been like this, right, it still would have kept the picture in really good condition, to which the reader could enjoy, but also done without ruining the story. And last but not least, towards the end of the book, and basically towards the end of some of the first lot of cases having to do with Sam and Twitch. So moving into the next thing, and that is the rating for the cover art. Does this cover in any way, shape, or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? It does, to which I give it an 8 out of 10, and that's quite high, actually, even for me. Moving into the internal art, as what we saw, what was happening internally, I actually quite enjoyed it and what was happening there, and even even the artist that was used on the story. For the internal art, I also give an 8 out of 10. Moving in relation to the story and also how important the lettering was with the story, I also give it an 8 out of 10. So until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day. And stay tuned for Volume 2 to be covered.